morning. Look who's here, folks. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you, of course, know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and we also refer to him as Mr. Vacation. Dale Hellestrae's back, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. I'm glad to see that you guys are still here, and
nothing's
changed.
We need the ratings to drop a little bit.
Yeah, because they're bursting out the seams.
Out the seams. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And
I was getting awards left and right. I need a break from my award season.
I can completely agree with that. You held down the fort through all the storms.
I had some help. Bruce Cooper came in last Tuesday.
Yeah.
All upset you're on vacation again. I said, I think it's an NFL thing. Because the NFL, everybody takes vacations in June and beginning of July because that's the only time of year they can really take one. Got the hiccups. So I was all explaining about it. I was all done. And he's like, oh, maybe that's right. So I made him feel better about it for you, Dale.
Yeah.
So here you go.
Well, the one thing is, at least you didn't read about me last week anywhere.
No tabloids.
No, I'm not. Unlike some other people that we know up in Sedona, some other people here in the valley. And
I kept checking every day. I was checking the papers. Is there a long range camera catching something?
Any clandestine pictures?
All professionally done. Nice pictures last week I saw during the weekend, everything. So looked like a successful week up in Sedona.
It was a fun week. Drove up last Sunday with Graham and Beckett and Brooke and I.
They went with you.
They went with us. First time that the youngins were without mom and dad. And now we stay at their house when the mom and dad's gone out of town, but out of their house and all that. Everything went smooth. Graham a little under the weather. Kendall, Alex drove up with us. Not with us, but a separate car.
Okay. Your other daughter. You don't talk about Kendall as much as you do.
No.
Obviously not your favorite, but I don't want to put that out on air.
Well, she doesn't have any grandkids yet. So, I mean, the heck with Hillary and Kendall.
I'm kidding.
But so they came up with us, and they ended up staying till Tuesday. Hillary and Scott came up Monday. They stayed till Thursday. Oh. And then Brooke and I had a couple days to ourselves, so ended up being a very, very nice, relaxing weekend.
Did it rain a lot up there? Because we got a heck of a rain. Well, at least on the east. I won't speak for the whole valley. I know where our studio is here, we got rain and things. Because the studio lost power one night. I got all these alerts and everything. Did you get rain up there is the question.
We got torrential downpours where Brooke and I were woken up at because my phone went off. I keep my phone on silent.
The national way. They'll override that.
And at about 2:30 in the morning, all of a sudden it's like, I'm like, what the heck is going on? We look outside, thunder, lightning, downpours. Most of the afternoons look cloudy. We'd get a little bit of rain. Yeah. So we adjust our golf schedule around that. But otherwise, it was, I think the hottest it got was 89 degrees for us.
Dale, I'm not going to lie to you. What was it? It was Friday because we took Fridays off. And me and Ethan came to the studio early. We were back home by like 9:30, and stuff. And my daughter had a swim party. And it was raining and stuff, but they had like a party get together. I drove the whole way there with my windows down and AC off. It was like 70. It was humid, but it was like 75 degrees, 76 degrees. Like 9:30 on Friday. Yeah, so it's beautiful, isn't it?
Well, and the thing is, I was going to mention, because we were following the weather a little bit up there, watch the news and and all that. And I remember the days when I was growing up where it either rained in Phoenix or it didn't rain.
Yeah.
And now it's, the east side got just hammered, west side, nothing. Yeah.
That first storm, because Robert lives on the west side of town, and he was on Twitter, like, don't take all the rain east side. He said he got just enough to make his car dirty. Mm-hmm. Everything out of our house was flooded. It rained for a good hour and a half of solid downpour, that first storm that rolled through. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's amazing. Then even here, this got a ton of rain where everything was flooded. When we came in the next morning, I forget what day it is now, but when we came in the next morning, everything here was flooded and whatnot. And I had to go up to 50, dry as a bone.
Yeah.
I had to go up to 51 a little bit, same day, and it was dry as a bone there. And I was like, how does it hit and miss like this?
Wow. And I was watching the news last night, turned it off because it said, I did one of those blurbs going to commercial. When we come back, all this rain hasn't done anything. Drought still,
did Sky Harbor get a whole bunch? That I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. But there's no drought out of my house. I can tell you that, Dale.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Even now, you walk out in the backyard, if you step off, like I have the pool deck, if you step off that into the dirt, you sink a little bit.
Okay.
We haven't had rain for a few days, so it's like, what the heck, man? Everything's all saturated, and all of our green belts around the neighborhood still have water puddles in them and stuff like that. But yeah, so I was thinking about you, like, ooh, it's gonna hurt the. So where'd you golf, and how was it up there?
Well, we stayed in a place called Seven Canyons, which ended up being a really nice 3-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom condo, and it's right on the golf course. We got to watch. We overlooked kind of hole number 5 there, so got to golf there. And then we went to Oak Creek Country Club. Yeah. And really nice course.
Hard to get to, though, right? To get back to Oak Creek Canyon or back out of Oak Creek Canyon back is kind of a pain in the butt.
It was about a 25-minute drive from our place.
All right.
And thank goodness for maps and all that. And they work
confusing.
in the mountains and all that, because when you get back to Seven Canyons, your phone doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, because you're literally in the canyons.
Yeah. So it was both golf courses very pretty. I got to spend family time, alone time. Came back pretty refreshed.
When you golf with Brooke, do you hit off the ladies' tees, or do you just pull up and let her hit off the ladies' tees?
Well, Brooke didn't golf with me. I golfed.
I thought she went out with you occasionally.
No, we used to golf together back in our early days. But she says, you know what? If I have 4.5, 5 hours,
I'm going shopping.
I want to go to the spa, or I want to go to the pool, or I want to.
Yeah. How many health walks did you do while you were up there?
I thought about 3 of them. I did none.
Dale's just walking in this.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Hey, you want to go for a hike? No.
Did the resort you have? Well, because Seven Canyons has some really nice views and hikes that you could walk from there. But did you how many did you pass of these round circles just randomly on the property? Is my question.
Well, there's probably within. You probably drive to them, but within about a 15-minute, 10-minute drive.
So you had to go to them, yeah. Okay.
There's probably 6 or 7 that you could see.
I would assume a place like that would have them on. Cause like I said, I don't remember what it was called, but it was this really nice place, and on their grounds they had all that stuff. It's part of their charm and why people go there.
Well, remember, I wasn't really looking these things up.
You can't miss them though when they're on property, because you're like, why is there just rocks in a literally it's just, and it goes to the middle, like I don't know, like a spiral, and it goes to the middle, and then you walk back out in the spiral, and you're like, I'm just gonna shortcut this and just walk over, get out of this thing.
I do know that Alex and Kendall and Brooke were started on a hike. Now, also a couple of them were closed because of the fire.
Oh, I forgot the fire up that 89A, right?
Yeah, that pocket fire was pretty much put out by Sunday.
No smoke?
We got smoke one afternoon.
I didn't even think about that. That's
one
right.
afternoon, we kind of we're sitting out on the deck and like, boy, it kind of smells funny, and it was from the fire. So
Brooke's like, it's Dale again.
But Kendall, her husband Alex, who you know from coaching SCA.
Yes, great guy. I would like to see him involved. He's usually not involved in these family outings.
No, he usually says he's busy.
He's busy.
I don't. He's not a big. I don't know if he's a big family get together guy, but
no, but he does. He has like 7 jobs. Like, I'm exaggerating, but he does do a lot of different, actually cool things, I think. But
right.
Because I always give him a hard time, like, man, you're never around, and he's like, oh, I got to go to this, I got to go to this, I got to go to this.
Well, I noticed SCA football was supposed to start this morning.
Yep.
Bright and early, but I saw a thing on Huddle this morning that I guess there's a soccer academy there. So
Postpone.
Yeah.
That's the problem when you only have one field.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm gonna reach out to Mike here this week and probably today, and he'll call me back in a week or two. Probably.
Yeah, when he gets back to you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna reach out to him today and see how it's going and get him updated and get him on the show if he wants to. I was thinking about that over the weekend as well. Ethan says, "Let's go! Dale's back." So
About
Ethan's
time.
excited.
It's about time.
And then Robert says, "Dalehausen." The part-timer. We're trying to think of nicknames for you last week.
Oh, okay.
We could go with you on that. Did you pay attention to any sports?
Well, I did, but let me finish the story.
Oh, okay,
so
sorry.
Kendall, Alex, and Brooke, they kind of went for a hike.
Oh.
They found a kind of a short one, and then it was kind of blocked off because of the fire.
Yeah.
So they came back down. They just walked the golf course. It was closed on Monday. So they walked the golf course, and then they turned into a slow jog. And this is all being told to me by them.
I've never gone on a hike that's turned into a slow jog unexpectedly.
It was the slow because they couldn't hike anymore, so they came down the golf course and they were just
It's
walking.
hilly. It's hilly
Yes,
too. It's not
yes.
flat.
Turned into a small, slight jog, and then all of a sudden it turned into one of those unannounced races.
Yeah, they're racing each other.
And I'm
Between Kendall and Alex?
And I'm proud to say that my 62-year-old wife, Brooke, left Alex in the dust. And he could do nothing about it. He was the whole time shaking his head.
Was he quiet the rest of the trip? He was
he had nothing to say. He said, "Yeah, she whooped me."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never ever been on a hike and been like, you know what, we're going to turn this into a race.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
Unless it's pre-planned that you're going to hike and then we're going to run a little bit on the end.
Even then, I ain't pre-planning that.
Yeah, right.
So,
did you eat at the hotel or did you get out into town and everything? It's kind of a drive to get to the downtown area from where you were staying.
It's about 20
short,
minutes.
It's short, but it's not easy to drive in that Sedona area.
About 20 minutes with, especially back in Seven Canyons area, it's one lane each way, windy, and all that, dark.
No lights there.
Yeah. So
did you go to the McDonald's with the purple? I ask everybody that because it's so stupid. Everybody talks about it. Did you go to the McDonald's?
I saw it.
You drove right by it, right?
Well, yeah, we did not stop there.
The food's the same.
Same Big Mac.
Yeah, it's just a turquoise M. That's the difference.
We had lunch. We drove up there Sunday. Couldn't check in till 4, so we left here around noon. Got up to the Sedona Airport at 2. There's a little grill called Mesa Grill at the airport. Really, really good food. I would recommend it. You have great views out of the restaurant, and you get to see some of the planes take off and land.
So it's on the airport property.
Yeah.
I love those sites. We eat that over at Mesa Gateway all the time.
Yeah.
There's one there that you can see the planes take off and land.
And
I love those views.
Beckett loved that, so it was. I think they really enjoyed that. So all in all, everybody made it through healthy, safe. We're back, ready to go.
Yeah. Are you rejuvenated, or do you need a vacation from the vacation?
We were both fairly tired Saturday night and yesterday. And again, the one thing that was always interesting, I don't know, when I go in the mountains, I usually sleep in.
Yeah.
So, I sleep till like 8:30, which is very, very late for me.
Yeah.
Brooke gets up at 6, no matter what.
She's hitting the pots and pans, trying to wake you up.
Oh, I was trying to be quiet.
Exactly. I've never heard somebody make so. I thought somebody was breaking in. You're making so much. Oh, I thought I was being quiet. But you didn't. You woke up early.
Never woke up early. Graham Becker got me up one morning, so I got up a little earlier than usual. But we followed sports. Yeah. We followed your Diamondbacks.
What a series that was coming back. What an emotional roller coaster that was, Dale.
Followed your Arizona Cardinals, and again, always good news about the Cardinals. Now executives get
Now, not only is an executive getting suspended for betting on draft picks, now we officially have Jacoby Watch.
Oh yeah, that's
starting today.
When do they report? Friday?
Wednesday. We might even have Beck Watch because he's not signed yet either.
There's only 4 players left. I was reading. You're slotted.
I was thinking about it this weekend, and I was all like, "Oh man," because back when Kyler was doing that negotiation, we made this whole thing where like every day on the radio, I'd be like, "Kyler watch," with this big deep voice and everything, and then we give an update and be like, "Not signed yet," kind of a joke. We're gonna have to do that. I was thinking over the weekend, I'm gonna have to do that with Jacoby Brissett. We'll get into all that with you, Dale. We got all week to talk about it.
Yes, we do.
This is our last week of only 4 shows. We're taking this Friday off for the last time. Next week, back to our regular 5-day-a-week schedule because football season's here, Dale. Starting this week.
Football season, can't miss a Friday because your Diamondbacks march into the playoffs. And
oh my God, they're gonna make it. Plug them in. Okay, we're gonna get into this, but this roller coaster Friday night's game was infuriating the way it ended. Like it was just, I turned it off and was like, thank God I can just shed these things. Because otherwise, when I was younger, I would have been mad for a week about the way they play. And then Cattell speaks afterwards on why he didn't challenge it, and I'm just irate. But I'm like, all right, just let it go. Just go to bed. So I just went to bed and everything. Then Saturday they look good. Then yesterday they look like garbage and come back and holy heck. Whew. Keep your arms inside the vehicle while you're on this roller coaster ride,
That's
folks.
good right there.
Oh, my goodness. Then the World Cup game yesterday was I can understand if you thought it was boring because no scoring and stuff, but that was a monumental World Cup final game yesterday. So spectacular to watch. It was Spain winning. I got some stats for you on that. Of course, did you watch the Open? I know it was on overnight. You weren't staying up. You weren't watching tee times at 10:30 at night, were you?
I was not doing that as I was not watching at 4 a.m. in the morning.
For the second wave?
Yeah, but no, it was, I taped it, so I got to watch it, and super happy for Ryan Fox. And
oh, my God. I'll show you his big hit up and then his winning putt here in a second, but this is what we talked about this before in the program. I noticed something a month or so ago. Just these unknown guys are winning tournaments. Now, majors generally goes to the big guys.
Right.
But this is another example of a guy that's never finished in the top 15 in a major. Not only wins it, but wins it under pressure. We're seeing a turn in golf right now where the older, more established guys aren't always there at the end anymore. It's fascinating to watch this change happen.
Well,
go ahead.
Let me give you a reason to cheer for Ryan Fox, if nothing else.
Okay.
They're 39 years old, family, as you said, first major winner. Got a late start in his career.
Yes.
But the best thing about him, he plays fast. And so much so that even Scotty Scheffler, he was paired with them, I think it was a week or two ago, and Scotty's like, wow, I'm almost talking to you, and you've already hit the ball. He goes, I can't believe you played that fast.
They put a clock on his winning putt.
Yes.
Somebody put a clock on it.
Yeah.
And how long? He did 22 seconds where he walked up to it, lined it up, walked up to it, and hit the ball to win. This is the putt to win the turn. If he misses this,
it's a playoff. Yeah.
This is pressure here, folks.
Yeah.
And he walks up in just 22 seconds, in and walks off. What was it, 11-footer roughly about? I'll show it to you here in just a second. But no, you're right. And it's fascinating to see. Now, here's the question I got, and we won't know the answer to this probably till later, but is it just the older guys making so much money that they don't feel the need? Like, they want to perform in the majors, don't get me wrong. But they also just go, it's amazing. Okay, I suck this week. Time to move on or whatever. And these young guys are trying to, I gotta win this. This is my one chance type of a situation. Or is it these young, or not young guys, but these unknown guys, they've gotten better to where they can compete with these guys when they have off days off. It's got to be one. It's one of the two.
Well, let me tell you, you and I have talked about, I've talked about with a lot of my friends, the fact that there are so many great golfers that we know individually who can't sniff the tour.
Yes.
And yet they are plus 1, 2, 3 handicaps.
Yes.
So all these guys can hit the ball.
They're half a putt. They're half a putt
around.
They're half a putt around longer than the guys on the tour.
Right.
And that's literally what's keeping them off.
And their average score is 2 or 3 strokes worse than the top guys.
Yeah.
If you want to be fascinated, go and look at Scotty Scheffler when he was at the top and the 100th guy.
Yeah. But very close.
And the difference between their scores, it's fascinating. But these younger guys, we've said it, there's so many guys that play locally here that's like, why couldn't they make it? Yeah. But here's a Ryan Fox, everything lined up. Some of the guys fell down the stretch. You had the Bryson DeChambeau stuff and all that. And here's Ryan Fox just plugging away, got a couple unlucky breaks, and he found a way to make chicken salad out of chicken poop.
That's what makes a difference between the guys that win these things and the guys that don't, is when they make a mistake, they're able to get out of it with no damage. Whereas you and I make a mistake, and we're still trying to get out of it 2 strokes later.
Yeah, it's like that's an 8.
Robert says, not for nothing. He said, but TIO is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It's not like the grandstand popped up during his drive. Should have been a penalty. He says, feel the same way about those idiots that moved the rock for Tiger back in the day. Well, that's what I wanted to bring up here as well. Well, first of all, let's start with the positive. But I want to bring this up because the old somebody called in a penalty on Bryson, which they're not supposed to pay attention to anymore. And they claim they didn't. They claim they looked back at the footage themselves and found, okay, whatever. But some British person's at home going, I'm having my tea, and I noticed that he was walking behind that ball an awful lot and cycling down, so his backswing was good. 2-stroke penalty after the round. I just don't think you should give a penalty after the round, but we'll get into that in just a second. Then you got this situation Robert's talking about and stuff like that. And then Rory's openly mocking the course and after the 3rd round and how hard it is and how stupid it is that they're playing on such a hard course. And it's just interesting weekend over there as well. But first, let's look into it. Fox, here's his approach shot. And then, of course, the shot to win. Again, folks, never finished in top 15 in a major. Has to hit this putt in order to not go into a playoff, which, I have no doubt he probably could have won it at that point. But this is pressure for somebody not been there before. Here he is with his place.
Be right, baby. Oh, yes, sirree. Fantastic shot.
That's not a
gimme
putt
than that.
Taking no time at all.
22 seconds to line up and hit this thing.
He has it. Ryan Fox, champion golfer of the year. He celebrates.
Look at his caddy behind him. Usually the caddy comes running in.
Caddy's like, oh my God, we made money this weekend?
That dreams are made of.
He gets a percentage of that, the winning.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, we made some serious money this week.
Well, for $3.2 million.
Yeah. For a guy that is not used to being in that. But like you said, 39 years old, so he's not a spring chicken. So I use the phrase younger guys because I don't feel like using the unknown guys type of word, but like Scheffler, you saw he was there tied for what I think 4th, I think is what he ended up at and stuff like that. So guys were making moves on him and stuff. Like you said, you're able to overcome what comes your way, and that's 90% of winning these things.
Yes, it is. The 6 inches between your ears, and you can't get shook up or mad or whatever. It's very easy to do on the golf course, but a heck of a tournament for Ryan that can put him up in a different stratosphere.
Oh, yeah, he went from finishing his very successful career. Don't get me wrong, made tons of money with the way he's played and stuff like that. But now this puts him up into another stratosphere,
right?
Because you're an Open Championship winner,
forever and ever and ever.
Yes, the Claire Jug. Do you get to keep that, or you have to give it back every year?
I think you have to give it back every year.
That's kind of sad. You get a duplicate or something, is what you're looking at. But everybody's happy about him, and everybody's happy for him on the tour. It's just an amazing thing to see there as well. So Robert says, let me pull it back up here. I apologize, folks. Sorry, folks. Robert said, Fox is an old school player. Did you see Monty's comments? I did not see anything on the comments on that because that ended and I had to get some stuff done. I didn't watch any post round. I just saw Rory complaining about the course.
I did not see that, thankfully.
Were they good? Oh, it had to have been good. I imagine it's good. Nobody bashes a guy like Fox when he wins, right?
Oh, yeah. Nobody. I don't think anybody bashed him, but I'm sure some people talked about the course and was it fair?
Oh, yeah. No, Rory was not happy with the way that goes. Even Bryson, I mean, I don't know. Did you see his penalty on Friday?
I did.
Okay, I get it. But what's he supposed to do? Just stand in one spot?
Okay, real quick, just then we can get to Bryson. Ryan Fox moved up 37 spots on the World Golf Money List. He now sits at 21.
I was trying to find his winnings in this tournament, how it pertained to his yearly, because he's a millionaire and playing golf all year long, last several years. But I was trying to figure out, I couldn't find it if he, if this was kind of like the guy just won something. I can't remember what it is. Oh, the home run derby guy, where he only makes say $800,000 and he wins $1 million on the home run.
Oh, okay.
Where you overcome your yearly earnings with this one win type of a deal. I couldn't find it, so.
Well, he's making he's made $5.4 million this year, 3.2 this week, which puts him right ahead of Justin Rose and J.J. Spahn and right behind Alexander Schauffele and Min Woo Lee and those kind of guys. So. But as far as the penalty, I guess I tend to agree mostly with a guy named Russell Henley who was interviewed.
Okay.
And I heard him in his interview, and he said, here's the thing about it. He said, DeChambeau's one of those guys that they show every shot of his. They have a camera on every shot of his. You see 6 shots of mine. And then he was in contention for a little bit and all that. He said, so I may do that inadvertently and nobody knows it. Nobody sees it because it's not on camera.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. It's because I'll say this, the live broadcast didn't spend a lot of time on it. They showed the shot and they showed it, but then they went back and looked at a replay and showed the whole replay of the situation.
Right. Well, from the first camera angle, you couldn't really see where he was stepping because most of these guys, they step behind the ball to see a line to where they're going to hit their next shot.
But I will say this. The first time he went back there and did a practice swing, his backswing was hitting everything. Yeah. And by the time he hit that ball, it was all cleared for him to have the backswing.
But what I said on the spot was I said, I wonder how this would come out if that was Rory or Scotty Scheffler.
That's the thing. That's what I've got to ask as well. Is it because it's Bryson?
You go back after the round, and
I hate doing the penalties after the round. That is a joke.
Yeah, because they're there for about 2 or 3 years. It turned into a natural disaster. People somehow found the NBC number at the golf course. They're sitting at home in Scottsdale.
Yeah, that's why they took it away.
But
I don't. Here's the way I look at it, and this is where I struggle with it. Bryson wasn't doing it on purpose. He wasn't, oh, my ball's here. I'm gonna walk in a 4-foot circle around here and trance this down. He was walking over to talk to the guy. Now, could he have been knocking it down? Yes, but isn't the spirit of the play more? And here's the other side of it. He had rules people standing right there. He was talking to them.
Right.
And not one person calls it. If they don't see it, it's time to move on from that day. Type of a thing. I hate the after the round deal. I get it. I get why he'd be upset. I get why some of the other players were upset about it. But then also the thing it does that I don't like either is it makes you look like a cheater to the point where several golfers, I think Scheffler was one of them, had to come out yesterday and be like, you can say a lot of things about Bryson.
Yeah.
But you cannot say he's a cheater. Right. But it gives you that impression that he's a cheater. And we're talking about 4.5 foot tall grass that he was in.
Right.
Trying to hit out of. It's just stupid. I think golf is stupid with this stuff.
They have some rules that, and over the years, they've tried to, it used to be if there's a rock in a bunker right behind your ball, you still had to hit your ball.
Yeah.
Hey, in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, they've allowed you to move loose impediments.
Well, and every golf course is different.
Yeah.
Some of them you can ground your club, and then some of them consider them hazards off to the side of the green. Some of them they aren't hazards, so you can ground your club in those. And so every golf course is different. It just makes you confused and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you, Dale, I brought this up before. Rory, to me, has become an unlikable golfer. Like, it's unbearable. The way he complained about the course all weekend because he didn't play well there. Dude, you're from that area. You know how it is. Shut up.
Right.
It's just he's always complaining about something. He's always whining about something. He's become unlikable. And I'm getting the gist that Robert feels the same way because, Robert blames Rory for the penalty and everything. Then he says Rory has the RNA on speed dial, like Rory's on the course calling him. He's just become such an unlikable dude, just miserable. Always has to complain about stuff, and it's bad to watch. I should have pulled Rory's comments. But dude, do you need to go public with how bad the course is in your opinion because you're not playing well? Or can you just keep that internal?
Well, not only that, because everybody else was talking about how the course was really tough and playable and fair and all that. But the way he handled the DeChambeau situation, I mean, I'm not particularly fond of DeChambeau, and I was upset that, because I guess originally he was saying, I don't know if I can continue to play, which if he withdrew, then that would alter the pairings and alter the times and all that. So the times weren't posted till like 10 o'clock at night. So I guess that could bother you, if you're going to be up early in the morning over there, or I don't know. But
you're playing golf. You got the morning tee time, right? It's just I know. It's just, but why do you have to take that public to the media?
Right.
Have those conversations internally. Just he's always running to a microphone. Robert says Rory as if Napoleon played golf. Robert also tagged me at TME Sports Show. Now that I see the clip, I didn't listen to it, but I did see it. Of course, we're talking about Colin Montgomery here. I didn't see it. I saw the clip yesterday, but I didn't pay attention to it or stuff. But it's all about it, slow play and how guys play too slow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. DeChambeau's a lightning. He was a lightning rod going into this tournament. I played the clip last week with a Golf Channel guy that I just forgot his name.
Chambly.
Where he ripped him and said, he's more worried about the guys at home than he is his competition here as well. So he's a lightning rod going into this.
Yeah.
Hey, I put money down. I put $5 down that he made this cut, which isn't a surefire bet because he missed the last 4 major cuts that he's played in. So I at least got that from Bryson.
Yeah, whenever anybody starts off when they're trying to defend you, say, Bryson's a lot of things.
Yeah, that's how it was. I remember who said it, but one of the golfers, it was like Scheffler, somebody big.
Yeah.
That you can say a lot of things about this guy, but he's not a cheater. And I'm like, ooh, that's like a backhanded slap there on the golf side. It's just golf, for the love of God. Stop doing the pen. And it'd be one thing if there was no rules people there. Okay. He literally had 2 rules people there, and he was talking to them about how to hit this out and what he can do with it and stuff like that, and they didn't say anything in the moment.
Right.
And after the round, that's going to screw you up for the weekend on top of it. But there's a lot of weird – that's the problem. There's just a lot of weird rules calls. And I didn't watch it live. Of course, I saw the replay, and I kind of know what happened when I watched it. But there's just a lot of weird rules things that happened this weekend that you just don't see anywhere else, and it's stupid.
Golf can be stupid.
It's not that hard, guys.
It helps to know the rules because sometimes the rules can help you, like the temporary immovable obstruction rule.
TIO. Well, I knew the grandstand ones because golfers have taken advantage of that in the past in the Open, where you launch a ball into the grandstands because you can drop it and get a better lie than if you try to go for it.
Right.
And then you're up against something or off in a weird spot. So knowing those, every golfer, if you don't know, before the tournament, they get told what the rules are of the course and stuff to that effect.
Always called local rules.
Yeah, so they have to know all that stuff, but it's just confusing as all heck. But I just don't like finish playing and then we'll deduct you. It's the same thing in the World Cup where, They they let a play keep going, and then 15 seconds later, after somebody scores, they're like, "Oh, we got to look at a penalty on the other side of the field 20 seconds ago," and you're like, "What? Are you kidding me right now? You couldn't have stopped this before this moment." Ah, it drives me nuts. But that was a good open. Last major of the year.
Last major of the year till next year, and so now they just finish out the season, and
then next year, have they officially voted in that 2 tiers thing that they want to do?
I thought I read where it starts taking place next year.
That's what I had originally read. I don't know if it's official yet or changed yet or not, and stuff like that. Because I don't know. I'm intrigued by that. All it's going to do is just give more people, but it's going to raise the purses, 1, but then 2, it's going to give more people an opportunity, which I find fascinating. Because that's the problem with sports. You see it in the NFL, you see it in baseball. You get these guys, right? And then all of a sudden you see 42-year-olds out there playing, right? Like we just went through this in the quarterback position in the NFL. When Drew Brees retires, Tom Brady gets out. Aaron Rodgers is kind of the last mainstay of it. And now we got all these young guys out there commanding their teams and stuff. And things. So it's fascinating. But the thing I wonder about golf, Dale, and I asked this question earlier, we won't know for a little bit, is golf to one of those sports? Because we saw this fracture when LIV came about. What did everybody say? It was the money. They didn't admit it. But they also said, we play too much. The travel's too hard on us. We play too often, type of a thing. So are we getting to the point where once you get to a certain level in golf and make X amount of money, you go, yeah, I don't need to play as much. I've won majors already. My career's set. I'm going to not play as hard and play as often, which will affect you as the season goes on. Are we starting to see that, which is going to allow some of these unknown guys to get up there and win? I think it's more of that, Dale, than I think it's these younger guys are getting better to compete with these bigger guys. I think we're seeing people making a lot of money kind of slacking.
Well, just to answer your question, the 2-tier PGA system will not be in place next year. Okay. It will officially become part of the series golf tournament challenge in 2028. It's called the new Championship Series and Challenger Series.
2 years from get out of here with that garbage. Well, I guess that's true because you can't. Yeah, 27's next year. So. Yeah. I think it would be tough to turn around at that point. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. Golf's got to figure out how to make, and it'll happen if guys keep winning tournaments that are lower. I don't know. I'm not phrasing it right, but the lower tier PGA guys that you never hear about, those guys start popping their heads up every once in a while. You need that, I think, in this tour because you can't rely on guys like Rory who are just, becoming jerks, angry old men now. And stuff like that. You can't keep relying on Bryson DeChambeau. You need these good stories to pop up. So it's fascinating to watch.
Well, I mean, you think about 2 of the 4 major winners. There are only 4 majors every year. 2 of the 4, are Ryan Fox and Aaron Rai.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even remember the other guy.
Aaron Rai, and they're not exactly household names.
I think it's fantastic. I think it adds a new element to the sport. And he was going up against Cam Young. It's not like he was going up against an unknown guy to win that. Scheffler was peeking up there a little bit to try to put pressure on him as well and stuff. I think this is the greatest thing for golf, than anybody else. So that you're out there. And then, like I said, but then you still get the narrative of the Bryson DeChambeau and how he's in the news. And then Rory was part of the news because he made himself part of the news with his stupidity, as always. Just remember when he was like a young, fun kid and stuff. What happened, man? Are we blaming women for this, or? I'm just kidding, ladies. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm kidding with you out there. When we come back here,
SMAC 500.
I was gonna say, are you emailing somebody right now? Come on back, folks. We'll get into World Cup. We got Diamondbacks. Football starts this week. And Kim Scatterby almost, forgoed another NFL season.
Could you imagine that?
Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here, main event. Ethan's running the show here today. I hear him in our ears, Dale.
Yes.
Changes are coming. The winds of change. Like that? Scorpions? They can whistle, too, out there. So we discovered the golf. Dale's vacation, of course, back in town. And do you miss coaching for, or are you just happy you don't have to be out there today? If practice started for SEA.
Well, for the years that I did it, the morning practices before training camp, I did not attend.
Yeah, I know. But it's training camp now, right? It starts now.
They're doing that one a day, 6 to 9. They were planning on doing some football activities until they found out that
it's some college prep soccer thing is renting their field.
Soccer taking over football.
Hey, the side thing, I talked about this with Bruce last Tuesday. Did you see 3 schools in the state are in the national listings for
national rankings?
National rankings.
I did see that.
Did you notice who they are?
I would think I saw it, but that's a week ago, so I forgot. Bash is one of them.
Bash, I think I want to say they were 19. Don't quote me on the numbers. I know Chandler was 23, and there was one in between them.
Was it Hamilton?
Hamilton,
yeah.
Which is interesting because do we even know Hamilton's quarterback situation going to this year?
We don't.
Because the kid got hurt. Second year in a row he got hurt in the playoffs. It was a knee injury. And then I want to say, if I remember correctly, the backup at Hamilton that took over, he was a seasoned guy, but I want to say he was a senior last year. So who do they have? So they have a ton of talent. Don't get me wrong, even with the quarterback situation. But we all know how a quarterback situation can
change
the deal.
Yep.
But I find it fascinating. 3 schools in the Chandler School District. A lot of people pay attention to.
Yeah, we're talking about in the country.
Other districts, and Chandler Unified is just dominating that field.
Unbelievable amount of kids getting national level attention.
Pretty much everybody at Basha. If you're starting at Basha this year, and even if you're a backup and you're being looked at. But I told you that last year. I was telling Bruce this. I went to that one Basha game, and it was not even. It was grown men playing small boys.
Yeah,
the linemen were all 6'7". The defensive tackle was bigger than me and faster than me, and it was just like, what is happening right now? These are not high school kids.
I don't know what you're feeding them out there, Steve.
I'm not Chandler anymore. I grew up Chandler, but I'm not in that Chandler anymore. It's all that Intel money and stuff. All that tech money.
Is that all the data centers water that's
all the parents working in that field with all the money getting that out there. You can't make a kid be 6'7", 280 pounds and be athletic. That's not taught.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know. I was watching something last week in a downtime. I heard somebody talking about it. As far as linemen, offense and defense, mostly offense. The fact that God put only so many 6'5", 6'6", 300-pound men on Earth.
Yeah.
And then he put even fewer that can actually move their feet.
Yeah. Because Dale, you just described me in that first part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't fall into these other categories. That's where my thing ends.
And then it gets narrowed down. Oh, can he move his feet?
Yes.
Narrows down. Can he run in a straight line? Narrows down. Can he pull?
Yeah.
Narrows that to where there's only so many bodies out there.
Does he like doing this?
Yeah.
And they all ended up at
Basha. They want to hit somebody.
Yeah.
There goes another.
And they all ended up at Basha.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, man. Basha and Perry last year. Was it last year or the year before? Those two were the schools where you could hear the hits from the stands. Like they just hit you. Yeah. And it was like a consistent basis. You hear it when you're there, but on like every play, it was like, oh, poor kids on the other team. And they're down by 40. It's second quarter on top of it. And you're just like, oh my God. Yeah, I found that fascinating that it's that whole battle for 87. But the one that shocked me the most, like I said, more so was Hamilton, just because I'm sure they were okay, but but yeah, there. Yeah. And then Chandler being back ranked. Not Chandler's had a few down years, but they never regressed to where they were terrible. But to see them back up into that level again, this is gonna be fascinating and fun to watch coming up with the high school season getting ready to kick off here. shortly as well, Dale.
I think Chandler has a quarterback who's been very highly ranked, and that obviously puts them.
Yes. I think,
on the map.
Yeah, I don't remember the kid's name.
I think it's Will Menzel.
That sounds right. Yeah. But he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state, from what I understand.
Yep.
So obviously they're watching him. But even then, like Brophy had a ton of D1 talent last year and stuff, and they were never ranked at those levels.
Oh, I've always thought there's just something a little bit off about Brophy. Love the coach.
Yeah.
In fact, I know a couple of coaches on their staff love the coach.
Yeah.
Tend to get a lot of great players.
They falter
against other elite programs.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. When they get to the playoffs.
I don't know if they've ever had that standout, unbelievable quarterback that some of these other schools get.
Yeah, but even then, like, I'm gonna regret saying this because somebody's gonna jump on it, but like, I almost said Perry, the other one. Bash's quarterback. I mean, he's good. He's really good. But he's not, oh my God. Somebody recruit this kid. He's got to be on my college team. He's really good. But so it's also the talent around you too that you have to get there. And Brophy's hampered, if you don't know. You got to be able to go there, if you know what I mean. Type of a thing. So it's a lot of fun out there. I like it a lot. But a lot of focus in the East Valley again. West Valley was taken over there for a while. And now it's kind of shifted back to the east side. Chandler specifically coming up here in this season as well. For high school football. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Hey, Dale, did you watch the World Cup Championship?
I watched the second half, a little bit of the first half.
You didn't have to watch first half. That was snooze fest.
Well, second half was.
What are you talking about? It was amazing.
It all took place down in
on Spain's side of the field.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what amazed me. The whole game, I'm going, man, Argentina's going to win this thing. They were dominated the whole game. And even when it went to extra time, I'm like, they're down to 10 men. And I'm like, Argentina's going to sneak this thing out and win it, aren't they? They've been getting their butts kicked all game. No shots on goal in the first 90 minutes, unheard of, even in the game of football out there. But that was just amazing to watch the way Spain was kind of put in. They couldn't put the ball in the net and everything. And I thought it was a fantastic game. But Spain, my pick won. My pick after France was eliminated won.
Oh, I was going to say, well, when did you pick them?
No, I learned a valuable lesson in that France-Spain game I was saying last week. Spain had the talent to win that. I told you guys that all along, but I just thought it was finally France's, kind of like the Michael Jordan thing, right? Where he couldn't get past the Pistons. Boom, all of a sudden you get past the Pistons. I was like, this is the year France is going to get by Spain. And then the game, 5 minutes into that game, Dale, and I went, France ain't getting by Spain. France ain't getting by Spain. But then you can't ignore Argentina's comeback ability.
Right.
So even when they were down 1-0 and they hadn't been shooting and scoring, you were like, all right, this is when they're going to step up, and they did put pressure. That's finally when they got their shots on goal as well. So no single shot on goal in 90 minutes for Argentina. First team to ever do that in the World Cup final. Keep in mind, folks, they have the best player in the world, maybe of all time, on that offense, and he barely saw the ball yesterday.
Well, I was going to say, what was interesting, I heard them mention it a couple times, but Messi was a non-factor.
Completely a non-factor. Well, when you don't get the ball and can't control the football, that was France's problem. It's just France could never control the ball long enough to get something going. And same thing with Argentina. Even late, when he would get his foot on the ball, they'd strip it away from him. You'd have 2 or 3 Spain guys on him, and they would take the ball and make a bad pass, and they'd be able to respond to it and stuff. Spain's defense is just unbelievable. They're the 86 Bears of football.
Okay. Okay.
Argentina was Dale, you remember how good that defense was.
I do.
Dale wakes up in cold sweats sometimes.
I think they hit a little harder than this team does.
So Argentina in the first half, they were held to just 17 touches in the attacking part of the field, and 0 in the attacking penalty area in the first half for Argentina. No shots on goal. Sorry, Dale, I'm just going to go out on a limb. I haven't looked up the stat, but I'm going to say that if you don't get shots on goal, you win 60% of the time, 70% of the time. Just going to go out on a limb there.
It's kind of like the old say when you're golfing, a putt left short, about 95% of them don't go in.
It doesn't go in.
All of them don't go in.
It was amazing, but Spain just couldn't put it in the net, so you couldn't deal with it. Argentina, by the way, just in the first half, it's been 60 years since somebody was held without a shot in the first half. No team has ever done it the whole first 90 minutes as well. But then you go and look at it and you go, Spain's defense in this tournament, Dale. The whole tournament, they gave up 1 goal in the whole tournament. And that was to Belgium.
Yeah.
Who the U.S. lost to as well. 7 shutouts, most in a single tournament in FIFA World Cup history as well for them. Just dominating fashion by Spain, man. Unbelievably dumb. The goaltender just like, I'm getting paid a lot of money to sit back here and not do anything.
Well, meanwhile, the other goaltender's diving for his life.
Seriously. Like, he's just all over the map. And like it was just like, what? I thought it was fantastic. I thought Spain won it. I'm not a big guy of like a lot of goals being scored, but even that England-France third place game, 6-4 final is what it ended up being. Neither team wanted to be there. It was a glorified practice game. But I thought that was even a lot of fun to watch because it's just fun to watch those guys go out there and just not care. The pressure's off.
I saw somebody who said the NFL is looking into having a third place game, and the Bills and the Ravens are both signing up for it.
Well, that's the best part. Yeah, they can allow 2 AFC teams to play in that third place game as well. Oh, that's hilarious there to see on that. So it was good. World Cup's over, Dale. All over now.
Would you, at least from my vantage point, what I've read and what I've heard and what I've seen, a success here in North America?
Oh yeah. I saw the attendance was like 6.8 million people attended games.
Okay.
And we know when the U.S. was in it, especially, there was record ratings.
Right.
Type of stuff going on. So absolutely success. Then the revenue that was brought in from okay, I don't know who's paying these ticket prices. I don't care if you're from Podunk, wherever. How are you affording a ticket upper level for the championship game yesterday at $14,000? And you're paying that? Who's buying these tickets?
Yeah, that's interesting.
How much money laundering? I don't care what your exchange rate is. It's a lot of money, folks.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they sold it out yesterday. And like the cheapest ticket to get in, like on Saturday before the game, was something like $12,000 or something. At MetLife. Who's paying that? I also saw.
That's a tad bit more expensive than a Jets game.
Well, that was my other favorite tweet. I'm glad you brought that up. People were saying that Argentina was just trying to pay homage to the Jets by playing in MetLife, by not having any shots on goal. Not scoring.
I did hear something over the weekend that the one thing that was great about having it over here is the fact that no stadiums had to be built.
Yeah, no, because we have the stadium infrastructures. Yeah. So like last World Cup, where was it at? They had to build all those stadiums. Qatar, they had to build all those stadiums, and then they all go to crap because they can't get 60,000 people into stadiums there. Like even if you go to the Premier League, there's smaller size stadiums. 30,000 people can get into them and stuff like that. They're not huge conglomerate. That was the big thing about all the Europeans coming over here. They were like, not only do you have this giant stadium, you've got 6 of them in a 3-hour radius of this place.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just blown away by the size of them and things. Absolutely. So no, it's a giant success. I think it both economy wise, with people coming here, 6.8 million, like I said, add that to however many people fit in these stadiums, 60,000. That's a lot of people, a lot of sold out games and stuff like that. It was been great. Right. Ethan says drug dealers are paying that, I presume.
And then give them to clients.
I wouldn't pay for anything. The Cardinals can go to the Super Bowl again, 40 years from now, and I'll be like an old man going, "Oh, I remember when they went to this nostalgia." And you tell me a ticket's $14,000, I'm going to go, I wish him luck. I'll be watching at home. That's ridiculous for a 3-hour event. Get out of here with that. I did not watch the halftime show. Did you? Did you watch the Biebs and Madonna? The BTS?
And the Muppets.
Yeah, I heard the Muppets were there. I didn't watch it. Yeah, I heard the Muppets were there. Yeah. But, yeah, so there you go. Rousing success. The games were unbelievable. I'm going to miss it. Now, good news is we get football now. Now, bad news is, now, lucky for us, Dale, we don't just follow the Cardinals. Like, I would hate to work at 98.7 today. Because for the next month, just the next month, let alone going into the season, it's Cardinals all day long. And, folks, this is about to get ugly. This team, Jacoby Watch. Jacoby Watch. You guys figure out which way to say it. Make it sound all threatening.
Kobe Watts. You got guys getting suspended. You got
his lawyers came out and said he didn't do it, though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we'll talk that coming up as well. Here in the top of the hour, of course, your Diamondbacks, folks. Dale's Diamondbacks. He's back on the bandwagon. Climbed back on that sucker. Rode it back all the way back down to Phoenix from Sedona.
You watched the All-Star game last Tuesday?
I did watch it.
Yeah.
Actually, the All-Star game, I only caught a couple. I saw E-Rod. I watched Corbin. I saw Mac Miller pitch because closers like him. Hey, Diamondbacks, grow one of those sons of a guns.
E-Rod did a really nice job.
He did. I saw yesterday, and we'll talk more about this after the break, that he wanted to pitch another inning. And Dave Roberts goes, you want me to call Torrey and get yelled at by him? Yeah, I do. If I was E-Rod, I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Come on back, folks. Main event, second hour, coming up next. And we're back here as well. Here on the main event, second hour. Don't forget, live on YouTube, TME Media AZ, live from 8 to 10 a.m. Come and join us there. Then, of course, on demand after that on YouTube. And then over on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media is where you can find all of our programming on Rumble, including The Real Matrix. A new episode on energy came out last Friday as well. Last two episodes of Education and Energy. Really good opening your eyes shows, folks. Check them out on Rumble or on your favorite podcast system as well. And Dale's feeling all bright and happy because he hasn't been immersed in that Real Matrix world last couple of weeks. Like you feel all detoxed now?
Well, I got a daughter who's kind of looking into this kind of stuff. She's a conspiracy theorist, and we talked about that one night. How much. We don't need to get into
That's not Kendall, is it?
No.
I was going to say, because Kendall doesn't strike me as that.
No, Kendall's a very straightforward thinker.
Yeah,
and
that's why I was like, there's no way it's my favorite one, Kendall.
Oh, wow.
I just had to say that to make up for my earlier comment. It's a prevalent thing out there. And look, I can tell you this, the podcast, your favorite podcast system, Man, that thing hits at noon and it's like numbers go through the roof. I just happened to log in at like 12:30 on Friday to check something else, and I was like, "Man, what's everybody listening?" I was like, "Oh, Real Matrix, okay."
Really?
Yeah, so it's a big deal there. People are catching on to us, catching heat, as they say in the world out there as well. But Dale, they haven't recorded one the last couple of weeks. Those were in the can for the vacation weeks, and going to get started on it again this week. Going to get immersed into it.
I guess the one good thing about that show is the fact that it's stuff that's been happening over the last 25, 30, 40 years. So it doesn't matter if it comes out this Friday or next Friday.
Yeah, but we're learning new things about it coming. Yeah. Something happened. I was reading about something. Oh, I hope he does an episode on all this explosive diarrhea stuff and how it's the government's trying to get us all. I'm gonna have to text him today and be like, "Are you doing one on the explosive diarrhea?"
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Well, I did see something over the weekend that said, this is a day I've been waiting for, where chocolate is more healthy for you than fruit and vegetables.
I see all these memes of like old aristocrats, like the royalty, like looking down on people, and it's all like people that eat hot dogs at gas stations looking down on people that eat salads, stuff like that. Lordy. Well, that's funny. I was actually going to text the Angry Patriot because Michigan was one of the states that got hit really hard with it. That was like one of the opening states.
Right.
So I was going to text him because he was back there for a couple of weeks. I was going to text him and be like, "You've been avoiding that iceberg lettuce back there, have you? Because it takes a couple of weeks for it to hit you, I guess."
Oh, no.
That's why it took so long to figure it out.
Huh.
It's like you have to go back to what you ate, over time to trace it back to it. And stuff like that. But yeah, so that's out there on Rumble as well. Don't forget, it catches live, McCollum on Business, live at 7, 8 to 10 here for our show. Everything else is on demand, including the Pit Stop, new episode coming up this week. And I was a week late, folks, on the Joey Logano victory. I said it would happen last week. No, it happened this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Of course, we'll talk about that. IndyCar, well, IndyCar is racing today, Dale. IndyCar on a Monday.
The weather?
Yeah, it was funny too because they were like they wanted that post World Cup championship game bump. So then the World Cup goes into extra time and everything. So then they're like, okay, the race is delayed till after this World Cup game, and then they give us a new time and everything. And so the World Cup ends, and then you like sitting there. They do all the post game stuff or whatever, and you go to Nashville, just torrential downpour, everything's flooded. Everything, and they're like, okay, race is Monday. I'm like, oh, so much for waiting for the World Cup to end to get that post World Cup bump there. So yeah, racing today, noon our time. IndyCar racing coming up today, folks. Noon our time. And Dale, we do have to give a shout out here to everybody because you just got back from vacation. Cardinals are reporting to work this week. I believe the Panthers do, but they're a couple days after the Cardinals. Then everybody else starts trickling in next week. Hall of Fame games, the reason, folks. But we got to give a shout out to all the people. Last week, Chandler, right? Basha and Chandler all started school last Monday. Queen Creek's today. Ireland's back in school here today for Queen Creek High School. Started her 10th grade year. And then, of course, next week would be Gilbert and a bunch of other districts. And then it just kind of funnels after that. So a big shout out to all the students out there, teachers, and
wow.
And everybody getting out there and stuff. So on Saturday night, I went to this function, get together for a bunch of Autumn's team. Glad to be around teachers because she's not teaching this year, so she's not doing that this year with all of them and stuff. And it was kind of funny watching the pre-teacher, school year's about to start thing from the teacher side. It was interesting.
The grind.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's a tough job.
Oh,
with everything, not just, and it's not just the students anymore. It's the faculty and principal at Meridian.
Don't burn bridges, Steve.
Got something in my throat. I'm not burning him. I've always hated the guy. I haven't say hated. Hate is not the right word. So, Dale, the other thing that happened while you were gone, just since you didn't ask me how my week was, I'll just fill you in.
Okay.
It was interesting. I was driving in this morning, and I was listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness. And he's complaining about State Farm. He got in an accident on his vacation week a couple weeks ago. He got in an accident. And, oh, by the way, update. I did not do the sports broad. Dale, I was going to fill in for you on the sports podcast.
Yeah, and then they decided to cancel.
Yeah, and then they canceled it.
I'm a little more important than you think I am.
I was waiting for him to say that. So I told people, I even hyped it up beforehand saying I'm doing it today, and then it didn't happen. So, folks, I was not on the sports podcast.
Yeah.
I got fired. I didn't even do it yet, and I got fired. This business is a tough one. At least they let me down easy by not texting me. They just told Dave that he's not doing it.
I think his wife had a medical
She did.
procedure.
I know. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to, come on, Dale. Don't give him a good excuse to get out of it. Yeah, that's what happened. Everybody's fine and safe and everything, but somebody had to cancel because they had to, somebody was under sedation and they had to drive him around. But he got in an accident. And he has State Farm insurance too. And y'all know my State Farm story with when my car was stolen.
Yeah.
It's just so great driving in this morning and listening to him have the same irate conversations that I had with State Farm about my white car. Now, he goes to a good body shop that I should have gone to. I also went to that crappy one where Joe thought he was saving the world.
Oh, I forgot about
I got to circle all the dents on your car, and you will listen to me, or I shall not fix your car. Because I'm the mighty Joe of Classic Collision Queen Creek, and I do and say, and you, sir, you customer shall listen to me and my demands, and you will do as I say. So at least John's taken it somewhere, but State Farm's lost his car. And this is what cracks me up about it. It's okay. It happens. Things happen in a process, and it doesn't make me angry at all. But I would get infuriated when people would talk to me because they treat you like you're a stupid moron.
Right.
So I was laughing. I'm all dizzy. I'm all like dizzy right now, folks, from all doing that skit right there. Woo! Out of breath. Hey, and he's driving in and he goes, I've never been more mad in my life than when the State Farm guy calls me up and says, hey, we can't find your car. Did you pick it up? And John's like, no. And the guy's like, are you sure? And he goes, I've never been more irate at someone asking me that question. And that's what I went through. Like 1,000 times, just everybody. The collision place, Joe over there, Classic Collision, to State Farm. They literally ask you infuriating questions. I don't know what's going on with this. You guys are dealing with this. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's what started the Classic Collision place, was they were talking to me like I should know all these answers. I'm like, I don't know any of these answers. You guys have the information. And you just get infuriated with these questions. So listening to John talk about today with State Farm, same thing. It's not your local agent. It's the stupid people sitting over there in Tempe or wherever, on the phone and everything. And it's just like, it's infuriating, man. And they're like, well, you got to find your car. And John's like, no, I don't. You have to find my car. That's what they do to you. I went through the same thing. Oh, my God, it's infuriating. It was so great driving in this morning, listening to John go through the same stuff.
So I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Was he shipping his car somewhere, or
Yeah,
were they shipping him a car?
So what I don't know is, obviously it's getting fixed, but I don't know what I don't know is if it was runnable. If it was runnable after the accident. I don't know. Maybe he had to tow it right away. So what happens is when you get in a wreck, they tow it someplace.
Right.
Your insurance gets the information, then your insurance arranges to tow it from someplace to the other. You've got nothing to do with it. You might recommend where it goes, but you've got nothing. Like, you don't call the tow truck driver. Like when my white car was stolen, it was caught on the border of Mexico. It was down in a tow yard in Nogales. I had nothing to do with pulling it back up here to take it someplace.
Right.
But the amount of phone calls I would get from the tow truck driver asking me questions. And I'd be like, I honestly don't know. You have to call State Farm. And then State Farm would call me and be like, well, we want to do this with this and this with this and everything. And I'm like, okay, do it. I don't know. Okay, I'm not in the tow truck world. I don't know what lot you need to take it to. I don't know where the best repair place. Obviously, I picked crappy ones because I picked Joe over Classic Collision. Obviously, I have bad taste in this stuff. It's infuriating, Dale. And it was so great driving in this morning and hearing that. And I was just like, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one, folks. But I'm telling you, man, I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one that just breathes when you're on the phone with somebody and they treat you like you're. Are you sure you don't have your car? Yeah, you stupid moron. You're right. You know what? You're right. You're right. I'm lying to you. I have the car. The joke's on you. So it was fun listening to that this morning. But the reason why I bring this up. Last week, Autumn's car was involved in an accident. Long story short, her daughter took her eyes off the road, hit some construction signs. Her 16-year-old did like a ton of damage to this car, Dale. I told this story. That was that night you texted me, and I was out dropping her off so we could get it towed to the dealership and everything. That was the night you texted me and gave me crap about it the next day, and I was like, all right, Dale, you want to hear why? I was saving Miss Autumn from her car being stranded on the side of the road.
Okay.
So she sends her car into the Hyundai dealership, and they do not the body work, but they do the fixing of the mechanical stuff that's wrong. A Hyundai dealership, all done through insurance and everything. She gets it back, and we go to San Diego, and she drives it to San Diego. On the way back, it starts dragging all the stuff that they were supposed to repair. So she's dragging all the stuff back. She makes the appointment with Hyundai again, and goes and drops it off. Same situation I went with Classic Collision. The person she talked to was off that day. The manager calls her back, another salesperson, and they're just talking to her like she's stupid. Well, what is it in here for? And she's like, you have the information. It was just in there.
Right.
And they're like, well, we can't. And then they're like, well, we might not be able to look at it today because your person's off today. But you should have the information to where you can still look at it and fix it. I had an appointment for today. So it was totally great. I had total PSD last week. Hearing Autumn go through, same thing. It is amazing how customer service people, Dale, call you up and act like you're the problem when it's so obviously their fault. It drives you nuts. So Autumn's been through it now, same situation. Now John Holmberg's going through it. Oh my God, it's so amazing to just sit back and be like, hey, I told you guys it's not just me. It's not me, folks.
So you're finding happiness in John's torture.
I'm not happy.
Oh, you said you're giddy.
I'm giddy because I'm like, see, I know that feeling. John was probably nice about it though, whereas I became not nice. Like Joe,
I think
like
you
Joe
always start.
Oh yeah,
You always, at least I've been taught this since I always start nice.
I start nice and then I get more direct, and then like with Joe with Classic Collision, the third time he told me he's not going to go in and look at the paperwork that he has, and I need to tell him what's happening. And I've told him 72,000 times, I don't know. You have the information.
Right.
And he's like, well, if you're not going to tell me, we're not going to work on your car. You need to walk in. But the 70th time is where I was just finally like, all right, I'm just going to be an a-hole to this guy. So anyway, so I did. It was fun. It was fun to listen to those stories last week. And it wasn't happening to me. That was the best part.
So this was last week?
Well, Autumn's thing was last Monday.
Oh, so John's was this morning.
Yeah, you should have seen I've never seen so many F words put together in Autumn's text to me after she hung up the phone with a Hyundai dealership. And she went through that. And I just was like, in my mind going, see? Infuriating, isn't it? And just fix it. You have the paperwork.
Yes.
I made an appointment. You have the paperwork. Grab the paperwork and fix it. Do your job properly, please. That's all I'm asking you to do. And they call you. Oh my God! If I was when he said that today, I was driving. Me and Ethan were driving up to the Chick-fil-A to grab breakfast on the way here, and he said that, and like my blood started to boil because if that State Farm guy would have said to me, "Are you sure?" I probably would have lost my mind.
Do you have your car?
Chad's like, no. The guy's like, are you sure? Oh my God! John's explaining it. I was just like, blood was boiling again, and everything.
Took you right back to that spot.
I did. I don't know what's happening in this world, man. Just you ship the cars, and all it was somebody shipped the car someplace. Like somebody hit the wrong button, or somebody was moving because they deal with a lot of issues. Somebody just put it someplace. So backtrack your steps and find it. You don't need to be calling me and asking me to do it.
Well, and I heard because his is a 2026 Bronco.
Yeah.
And he said it's got a tracker on it.
Yeah. So you can track it that way.
Yes.
Yeah. It's even better. It's just infuriating, man. It's just infuriating. There's something with State Farm, how bad they suck nowadays. They're just awful. I'm not talking about the independent agents. I'm talking about the company as a whole, and everything. At least he's got a good body shop. He's been with that body shop. I don't know if they still sponsor him or not, but he's done with them a lot and everything. And even now, I'm like, man, I'm going to start taking my cars there.
Yeah, well, now that you and John are tight. And
hey, John, make a call for me.
Yeah.
It's coming over.
Tell him when your boy's coming over.
And trust me, I have a lot of cars coming your way. Finally got the last payment on that white Ford Fusion over the weekend, so that car is now officially out of my hair.
Really?
I sold it to somebody that was making payments on it and everything. Got the last payment on it, so now I just got to transfer the title to him this week. So that bad voodoo is out of my hair now. Don't have to worry about that car anymore. So I'm happy now, Dale. I'm happy. Now Autumn's car is a headache.
Oh, if it's not one thing, it's your mother-in-law.
Robert says a card exec betting and winning on the cards is probably the most competent thing they have done in a while. This story cracks me up, Dale. And it cracks me up just because, Cardinals are like, oh, we like this guy, we don't like that guy. He put this bet in before the draft on who they were drafting. The Cardinals went along their draft that they knew ahead of time. There's no suspense in this stuff. They know who they're taking. Because this guy put in a bet before the draft started on Kelce, the futures thing, and he nailed them all. So he turned like a $25 bet into, what, $700-something thousand?
Oh, is that it? See, I didn't read the whole story.
Yeah, I think it was something to those numbers. Don't quote me on the exact numbers there and stuff like that, type of a thing. But this is what I get out of it. They know exactly what they're doing in the draft. All this mumbo jumbo beforehand, and oh my God, we could go this and we could go. They knew exactly what they were doing because this guy won money off of the draft picks. It's all rigged, folks. The NFL draft's all rigged. There's no surprises. There's zero surprises on this thing. But again, here's my takeaway on this also. There's no other way to put it. It goes back to the owner. He's just hiring the wrong people everywhere. Just think about all the controversy. Show me another NFL entity that has constant problems within their organization. And I'm not talking players. Take the players out of it because players are different. But I'm talking executives, people around the business that are getting arrested, DUIs, all of that stuff. He's hiring the wrong people, man. And it's just, and I'm a believer of you hire people that you fit most seemingly with. Like if you're a calm, relaxed person, you hire calm, relaxed people generally. If you're a good person, you're looking for good people to hire. If you're a bad person, you look for bad people to hire. If you don't care about the rules and you're not existent in what you're hiring, well, you tend to get some bad apples in there from time to time. But how many times now, from the owner's accusations, let's start with that, then to DUI with the general manager, now this guy gambling, and there's 1,000 things in between from that level. What are we doing, man? What are you doing down there in Tempe? That's what I gotta ask here. You're hiring the wrong people.
13th season when we're talking about this Gold character, Ryan Gold. 13th season with the Diamondbacks, with the Cardinals.
We have our problems with the Diamondbacks, Dale, but do not lump them into the Cardinals situation.
And again, the NFL has strict gambling policies for players in club and league personnel.
Owners can invest in gambling companies, but they have restrictions on gambling on NFL games. Yeah, he was the director of college scouting. Suspended indefinitely last week for violating the NFL gambling policy. Of course, his lawyers say the accusations are blatantly false. It says his client is appealing the suspension. I'll tell you this. The NFL ain't suspending him unless he's got proof of it.
Right.
Period. End of story. But he placed a $25 wager parlaying the result of the team's first 5 draft picks, including Carson Beck, folks. $732,500 in winnings is what I saw was reported.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. But I took two things out of it. One, Michael Bidwell isn't hiring the right people. That is, if that wasn't obvious before, it becomes more obvious when this stuff happens. No other organization is having this happen to him. Only one. Do what you want with that as an owner. Do what you want and say what you want about Michael Bidwell and his hiring practices, where there's just always some controversy with people that he hires in his front office. Period. 2, he nailed the first 5 draft picks in a parlayed bet before the draft. The NFL draft is slotted, Dale. You know how hard that is? All it would take is one person. He knew their top 5 people that they wanted to draft, and then you just kind of hope they're there. Like, he didn't say Cam Ward's going to, or Carson Beck's going to be the 3rd round pick. He didn't say that. He just said who the draft picks would be. And not one person stepped up and took somebody beforehand, so that those 5 picks were good. The NFL draft is a joke. All the smoke and mirrors they could go this way. They could go that way. Bull crap. It is all decided before draft night, folks.
I disagree
at least in the first round. Dale, the fact that he nailed the team's first 5 draft picks, we get told there's this board, and oh my God, we aren't sure between these 3 guys. This guy was so confident, Dale, that he knew the first 5 draft picks of the draft on the Arizona Cardinals, and he placed a $25 bet to win $732,000. This guy was so confident he knew the draft picks. It was settled before that draft happened. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy in the NFL. I'm saying the Cardinals were like, these are our 5 guys we're drafting if they're there.
Well, if he's a director of scouting, he knows who's on top of their list.
That's my point. So what I'm saying is there's none of this nonsense of, I could see him taking this guy. I could see him taking this guy. Bull hogwash. They know who they're taking before the draft if they're there. They know 100%.
But you can't just brush over if they're there. Or maybe he knows that all the guys they're taking are taking a round ahead of where everybody has them ranked.
Well, that's the thing. That's my point. He's like, Carson Beck. We'll take him in the 3rd, but nobody else is going to take him to the 3rd. You know that stuff as well in those war rooms. You have an idea where other people have them slotted.
You have an idea.
Yes.
But you don't know.
I know.
Those
are my 2 takeaways from this, Dale.
Steve, it's $25. Now, if he put down $25,000,
I know.
Then I'd kind of go,
Yeah. So to your point, he did put down the top 5 guys that the Cardinals had on their board. Like, if they're there, we're taking. And it's $25. You lose $25, you lose $25. Who cares?
See, it says $25 is your 5.
I get it. So that tells me, in all seriousness, the Cardinals got their top 5 guys in the draft. So that tells me.
Or maybe he disagreed with them. He said, at least
they're like, why are you lobbying so much for Carson Beck?
At least I gotta make some money on the side so when I get fired when these guys can't play.
He's like adamant about Carson Beck in the 3rd round. He's like, guys, I'm telling you, this is the position is what we need. And everybody's like, why are you have money on this or something? You're really into this. He's like, money? No. I just think it's just really good. Overhyping it. It's just
that it's the Cardinals. Yeah. It's that it's a couple days before training camp. It's that they still don't have Carson Beck signed. It's that they don't have their quarterback signed. Or happy, I guess. He is signed, but unhappy in Jacoby Brissett.
Yes. Yeah, he's got his contract.
But it's like one thing after another, and then you lump this on top of all of that.
See, and I'll separate, like I said, player problems and front office problems are almost different because those are negotiated differently. Your GM, this guy is a college scam. Those are direct hires of the owner or somebody the owner's hired, right? Directly from that perspective. You have more control over that and the ethics and things that you're hiring those guys. And it's not a good look when you have multiple people. Well, who's that guy that narked on the Cardinals? I forget his name. Ryan, one of the Donahue brothers. Not Donahue. That guy. I forget his name right now.
I
But he
know,
narked on the Cardinals stuff. He had a huge drinking problem, right? And all of that stuff on top of it. And then Steve Keim gets the DUI. It's just as somebody that hires people and has for a living for 20-something years, your hires are a reflection of what you are looking for and what you flock to. It's kind of like your dating pool, Dale, right? You tell your daughter all the time when they were younger. You might tell them now. I don't know. I don't know what their situation is, besides being married. But you might tell them, hey, be careful who you date. And then if you start seeing a trend of bad dudes or guys that act a certain way, you go, hey, you're flocking towards some character flaw that you probably should correct that and look away from that kind of a deal. That's where I feel like we're at with Michael Bidwell right now. Stop it. Stop hiring the people. If you want to hire him, stop. Hire the guy you don't want to hire. That's probably the right dude to hire.
Do the opposite?
Yeah, because the guy you are hiring isn't working out.
The George Costanza?
Yes. So be like, I don't like that guy over there. Well, hire that guy. Hire the guy you don't like.
If every choice I make is wrong.
It's just this constant black cloud over the Cardinals.
Yeah. I will wholeheartedly agree with that.
And I make fun of the Cowboys every year. This is the first year I haven't been able to make fun of the Cowboys. Because every offseason there's some giant distraction or two or three around the Cowboys. And I'm like, they just can't stay out of the news. But it was usually player related and stuff like that. But we're to the point now where the Cardinals, but it's executives. It's lawsuits.
Yeah.
It's executives. It's how you're treating your staff. It's how this and how that. And they try to sprinkle in things like, oh, training stadiums coming. You know, oh, we got this new training building we're going to build that they haven't done anything with since they fake put shovels into the ground 6 months ago or whatever it was.
I saw a sign.
Yeah, there's a sign now?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that. No,
Future home.
No dirt's been moved at all.
No?
So, no, nothing. I drove by there last week, maybe a week and a half ago. It's just this constant thing. Now, my favorite part about these gambling stories is the attorney for Ryan Gold. He went on to say, other than, these are all false. He goes, the gambling activity was Gold's wife making $10 weekly bets with a group of high school friends on parlays, and Gold was not involved. Okay, so his wife is making the first 5 picks of the Cardinals draft, and he wasn't involved. She knew what the 5 first picks were, but he wasn't involved. Seriously. And here's the other side of it. His wife has her own account, doesn't she? Like, she's not using his gambling account, is she? Maybe she is. That'd be stupid if you're an NFL director of college scouting to be using an account with your name on it.
There's no doubt about that.
It's just, I don't know, just this giant black cloud. It drives me nuts. 2 lessons learned.
And that, you see, I try and conjure up situations like, hey, honey, but some of my high school girlfriends and I were going to start this little gambling thing, $10 parlays. And can I just use your account so I have to open up one?
That's my point.
No, you can't, because guess what? I can lose my job.
If I was in the NFL, no gambling accounts are open under my name.
No.
Zero are open under my name if I like my job. 0. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't care. I'm not having it on my phone. I'm not doing it. If you see an account with my name on it, it ain't me. It's just, I don't get it, man. Like these egos and stuff you don't think you're going to get caught. That's part of the problem. It's just this like you said, that's what everybody was looking at this weekend instead of getting ready for training camp. Oh. I guess that is a welcome distraction from the fact you refused to sign your quarterback.
Well, I was going to say, what else are you going to look at? Brissett holding out, holding your breath if he's going to come. Carson Beck not signed.
Let's just start the season with Slovis. Let's just do that. Let's bring Slovis in and do it from that. Isn't it just unbelievable? Just and I've said this before. Just say what you want about Michael Bidwell's father. Terrible, terrible football owner. Terrible at the game of football and being an owner on that. Because he didn't want to play the game like everybody else. The league left him behind with all these young guys like Jerry Jones buying in with all this money, and they wanted to win, and they were willing to spend all the money. It went away from family-owned to that. So he got left behind from that front. But none of this stuff. Like, his biggest controversy was when he fired that one coach at halftime and locked everything. That was his biggest controversy. And you know what? He was probably right, because that coach was an a-hole and a jerk. But That was his biggest controversy. His biggest controversy was making team guys buy their shorts. None of this nonsense happened under Senior.
You did not hear about it, did you?
It's just, I miss those days, man. Because now, Dale, now we suck and we have these problems. My Cardinals payment went through last week, too. Makes me hurt even more. That story broke, and then I saw my bank account, it was charged, and I was all, oh.
Double whammy for Big Steve.
Oh. Makes me cry. Cardinals report this week.
What day?
I believe Wednesday. It doesn't mean everybody's reporting Wednesday. Let me be clear on that. I think that's the day guys start to show up.
Right.
But, not everybody shows up on the first day. Maybe they do.
Well, I know, like San Francisco, I think they open tomorrow. The rookies do.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if Wednesday's the whole team or if it's just the young guys are required to report, and then the veterans will come in Friday or so. Those specifics I haven't looked at because I don't really care. I just.
Well, and just so everybody knows, every team does it different. Some teams
Yes.
have the rookies come in for like 3 days to kind of get them indoctrinated and in the flow, and then the veterans come in. Some have everybody show up at the same time. It's just your personal preference.
Yeah, they email me every 3 times a day telling me about the Cardinals schedule. I'll look at it today because now I care. Last week I didn't care. I just didn't care, and stuff like that. But I just don't know how they're going to survive without their, executive Ryan Gold moving forward. All right, so here's the note I got here. Wednesday, report to training camp. Thursday, first practice. So everybody reports on Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday is going to be first practice. Friday's the first open practice if you guys want to go out there and stuff like that and everything. I know Friday and Sunday are open practices. I don't know what's happening Saturday, but if I remember correctly, I believe it's a closed deal on Saturday, like a workout day or something like that. So Friday and then Sunday is the open practice. I do know that for a fact because I do remember that because I was trying to find like a club level day. They do those sometimes. And I was looking at those dates coming up in August. I know August 2nd is one of them, but that's the way it looks going into this weekend as well coming up here. Then we get the Hall of Fame game, Dale.
Yeah, and
Shortly
that
right
is
around
one
the
of the
corner.
reasons why the entire Cardinals players, all of them, will be in early because they play a week earlier.
Yeah, well, the guys that are going to get cut play a week earlier. If you're a veteran, like if you're Browning or one of these guys that's kind of on the edge of making this team, and they're like, hey, you're playing in the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, you got to step up because your career as an Arizona Cardinal could come to an end here pretty quickly if they're making you suit up for that game. Am I right, Dale?
Depends on the organization.
You know I'm right.
They don't have the periodic cuts anymore, do they?
No,
Is
it's
that
all
one
one
big
cup
one
at the end.
Yeah.
They'll cut guys throughout it, but that's
Yeah.
if they bring somebody else in, or if some guy gets hurt, then they'll cut him and bring somebody else, injury settlement, and bring him in. But no, it's one final.
Because what was happening, and it happened when I was playing, that all of a sudden you're in that fourth preseason game, and you really either want to play the starters for like 2 series, and then because it used to be 10 days, almost 2 weeks before your season opener, so you play them 2 series and get them out, but all of a sudden, you have a 90-man roster, and 12 guys are hurt, and there's guys who have to play in that last game that you don't want them to play a half or 3/4.
Yeah, they have to. Or if 2 people get hurt, all of a sudden Dale Hellestrae is throwing his pads back on and going back out there.
Because you've gone from 90 to 75 to 60. You only have 60 guys on the roster.
That's why they kept it open.
Yeah.
Was because nobody plays in the preseason anymore.
Coach, I'm not putting my pads back on.
The Rams' philosophy and the Niners' philosophy is if you've made the team, you don't play in preseason. I'm going to be interested in that was the problem with Gannon. They didn't play in the preseason, and they sucked when the season began. I want to see what LaFleur does. He seems very pro player. Are we going to see a bunch of guys not playing in preseason again with a new offense out there?
Well, here's what I hope to see. The fact that you're coming off a season with 3 wins, and there's many question marks about you going into this year. But I'm going to treat this preseason different than hopefully I'll treat next year and the year after.
Pull back next year.
Yeah,
right?
if we win 6-7 games, we're on the right track and things are looking good. Okay, I'll cut back a little bit next year. But this year, who cares? You won 3 games with whoever's on this team.
I'll put it this way: Carson Beck's going to start the Hall of Fame game. I'll just tell you guys that right now.
Well, they got to sign him, Steve.
No, that's true. Well, let's rephrase that. Slovis is going to start the Hall of Fame game coming up here. And I get Hall of Fame games, I understand it's different because it's like a week and a half after you report. It's really quick. So guys might not be, you don't want to put a guy out there that's not ready to play, a veteran, even though they should be ready to play. In this NFL, you can't do it. But I'll tell you this, I want to see Marvin Harrison in game 1, the game after that, and the game after that, and the game after that. I want to see him out there and throw him the damn football. Force it to him. Throw some challenging balls up there. I want to see what he could do in this offense. And catch the ball in game time decisions. Get them all oiled up, lathered up, and ready to go for the season. I want to see Love out there a little bit because it's an NFL game. I'm not saying have Love out there the whole game because he's a rookie. But I want to see him out there a little bit, getting some NFL work in against lower tier NFL guys, right? But definitely if the starters are out there, get him out there. Get him prepared for the season in the preseason game 1 and 2. The third game, bench him if you want to. But get him out there for extended times, couple drives, 2-3 drives, which means first quarter, maybe part of the second quarter, and see what they do. You got to do that. These guys coming into the season in game 1 is the first time Love sees the field is a joke. The joke.
Well, and the thing is, it's not like you're not going to be playing your first team offensive line. You got everybody's got to get into the groove.
Yes.
Got some new guys. Paris Johnson was out for the last 5-6 games last year. You got to get them all going.
But Dale, they might get hurt.
Yeah, they might, and that's part of football.
Yeah, they get hurt in week 1 too.
Yes.
I get it. But you know what you're also doing? You're sending a message of we're not slacking off here. This is my tone for this. And like you said, next year, all right, guys, you guys earned it last year. The offense was solid.
Right.
We're not going to play you in the preseason as much. Maybe one game, one drive, and then you guys are done. Whatever. But I just want to see something different. Change it up. We say this about the Diamondbacks all the time. Change it up. Stop worrying about preseason. Oh, we got a long season ahead of us, so we got to ramp into the season in April. Stop it. Every other team has guys ready to go at the first part of the season. You can do it too. And if guys get hurt, I hate to say it, if you put it out there and I don't want to put it in the universe, but Paris Johnson Jr. gets hurt in a preseason game and he has to miss the season or half of this. Okay. But that's why you have depth. And you're sending the message, next guy up. Now you got time to prepare the backup to go in there. He gets hurt in week 1. What are you doing? A backup who's even less prepared than your starter is to go out there and play. I always want to see it. Just change something up, man. Just change something up. My head hurts, Dale.
Oh, well, it's time for your break. They take your Advil, cold and sinus.
This black cloud around the Cardinals.
Yeah. And we haven't even started, Steve.
I know. It's monsoon. It's monsoon. Those aren't rain clouds you see out there. It's the cloud of despair and sadness around the Arizona Cardinals and enveloping the city this last week or so, folks. It ain't a monsoon. Sad and despair. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here. Main event. Before we get into baseball, let's get caught up on the YouTube chat. Don't forget, YouTube Live. TME Media AZ is where you can find us. We are building a website right now. As soon as that's up, you'll be able to watch on the website as well. Working on some other ways, an app for you guys to listen to the show as well. So if you're driving around, easier than loading it up. Like when I drive, I'll just load up the YouTube channel and I'll run it through my speakers, and then just have the phone away so you can't look at it, type of stuff. So we're gonna do an app to make it easier for you to listen to the show and stuff like that coming your way as well. So multiple ways to catch the program here as well. We appreciate you joining us and getting caught up on the chat here as well. Robert said, the saying goes, the fish rots at the head. Yeah, I was trying to skirt around it a little bit, but I think my takeaway point on this is, Michael Bidwell just hires bad dudes, which tells me Michael Bidwell's a bad dude. He likes that element in his organization. And I don't want to say he's a bad dude where he's out killing babies and stuff like that. I'm not saying that to that mean bad dude. It's just he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's hiring people that are troublemakers. And like you said during the break, not even the Cleveland Browns are having this problem. The Cleveland Browns are the most dysfunctional organization on the planet, and they don't even have these off the field problems on the executive side of things.
Right.
Like I said, signing players wrong and stuff like that, that's a different discussion on all levels. I didn't even look it up. Maybe I should look up. When was the last time an executive was arrested? Or an executive got a DUI?
It might be the Cardinals.
Well, after this one. But when was the last time an executive got a DUI and kept his job? Because what the? Did you hear that? Did Santa just land on the roof?
Christmas in July?
Yes. Reindeer just landed up on the roof or something. That was creepy. If the roof comes craving down on me, somebody dig me out, would you? But yeah, the Santa Claus. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't know. The microphones probably didn't pick that up, but there's a lot of noise on the roof a second ago, and
it's not raining out there, is it?
Yeah,
Ethan.
Because those would be big drops if that was the case, or a lot of it short time frame.
The tree fell in the house.
Wow, that was amazing. But yeah, Ethan says it's sunny outside, so no, that wasn't it. It's just like I said, just being in the business world, hiring people all the time, and you'll make bad hires. Don't get me wrong, but most executives when they get DUIs lose their job on the spot. They don't get suspended for 3 months, get a fine, and then invited to come back.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting to me. I understand taking a chance on a super talented player.
That's what I'm saying. Players are different.
Yes. You might. Hey, we can corral him or whatever. Yeah. And I'm the first one to admit, I've never played on a championship team, whether it was at SMU or in Dallas. Without some people who are stepping over and back and over and back.
You talk about that with the Rattlers. We'll talk Rattlers more tomorrow, but you talk about the Rattlers. These guys are just show up on time. Nobody's ever late. Everybody does it. And they struggle at times because it's like you need that edge. And I'm actually a big fan of that. I ain't going to lie to you. Now, don't be Rossi Rice where you're almost killing a lady in a minivan and walking down the street. Don't go to that level.
Right.
But I'll put up with like a Michael Irvin distraction from now. Now, a lot of his stuff was fake. It was false too, but I'll put up with some of those types of distractions from time to time to mix it up and get people fired up type of a thing, right?
Well, Kevin Guy over the years and I had sat down and talked about the fact that they won their championships, talking about the Rattlers now and talking about the Cowboys that I was intimately involved with. They weren't choir boys. Like last year, all year long, Kevin Guy continued to tell us every week in our meetings. Great group of guys that show up on time.
They're all great when you're going whether you're going to the locker room, they'll high five you on the way. And you know this, you've been around teams where they put their head down, they ignore you, they're mumbling or whatever. They're energetic to see you, even though they don't know who you are. You see them on the field, they're signing. They're just all great dudes.
And they show up on time, and there's no calls to the apartment. There's no this, there's no that. He said, Thing is, we won championships when I had to go to the apartments a couple times, or when this guy sidestepped something and whatever. So it's always interesting. But when you're talking about the people who represent your club in the front office, there's been a few too many.
That's a business side.
Yes.
That would be like Intel. Intel CEO and CFO and, all these board members all of a sudden are having all these legal problems. Well, we've hired the wrong people to run this company, type of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not as public. I get it. If an Intel person is getting in trouble for something, it's not public, doesn't generally get out there, and stuff like that. So I understand that side of it, too, because it happens. And just not as often. So I just Googled right now, NFL executive lawsuits or NFL executive league issues since 2020. So they considered the executive. Now, keep in mind, the executive office is the business side of the NFL.
Yep.
And you've got the playing side of it. So this doesn't include GMs and stuff like that. Here are the lawsuits listed. 1, Ryan Gold's gambling suspension over the weekend. Since 2020, by the way. Florida AG subpoena on diversity hiring. Yeah, that's the Rooney Rule not going into effect. Next one, Washington Commanders, toxic workplace and cover-ups. That's the one that eventually got Dan Snyder out of the franchise ownership. There you go, Dale. Those are the 3.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals because of an executive gambling. You go farther back, like I said, you've got the DUIs with Keim. You've got the DUIs and alcohol problems with his dad, McDonough. That's what, McDonough.
Yes.
And I was like, his dad was a giant sports guy.
Right.
Reporter for the Boston Globe. McDonough. You had his legal issues, and then, of course, the breakup with them and stuff like that. So everybody else's fights are, dirtbaggery stuff with Dan Snyder, Rooney Rule not being followed, and then the Cardinals gambling from their executive.
That's your Cardinal, Steve. We give your hard-earned money.
Let me just Google GM legal issues since 2020 as well. I'm just going back 6 years. Again, diversity hiring, that's all over the place. That's the Rooney Rule where they're not hiring the right GM side and stuff. Again, Arizona Cardinals Director of College Scouting, Ryan Gold, is the second one listed. Brian Flores lawsuit, which is more of an NFL hiring discussion more than it is. That's an NFL thing, not a one team acting weird type of a thing. And then the other one is Urban Meyer arbitration, which is where he got fired early and wanted to get paid in Jacksonville. Was like in your dreams, Tiger. Yeah, that's what we got. And then you got John Gruden, right? And his firing from the Raiders because of that email and stuff like that. Again, since 2020, the only non-generalized business one, meaning the NFL as a whole, is the Cardinals in a gambling situation. Seriously. It's just embarrassing, folks. It's embarrassing. And, I get it. The Urban Meyer's arbitration, yeah, that's one team trying not to pay a guy, and they won that, by the way. John Gruden, he got wrapped into that Dan Snyder nastiness and everything, and so he's fighting that with the Raiders and stuff like that. But, again, that's not – yes, you can tie that to one specific team, but it's an NFL practice thing on top of it. And not a specific gambling thing out. It's just an embarrassment, Dale. It's just, God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm not just burning all my Cardinal stuff. I'm burning all my red stuff. I'm not wearing any more red.
Oh, Steve. See, you get so worked up. You've been back to see Joe a few times.
No, I know.
You probably broke bread. You're upset with the Cardinals now.
No.
And as soon as they lose that first Hall of Fame game.
I have to drive by Classic Collision Queen Creek a lot because it's right next to the high school. So when I take a right from the high school, I drive by the street itself. I don't go by there.
You're going to come in the day that we're in here after the Hall of Fame game that they're going to win going away.
Super Bowl, baby.
And that's all you're going to talk about.
Super Bowl on our way, baby.
Knocked away all the distractions.
Ethan says, you have been crying about the payment for the cards for a whole week. Let it go and sell the tickets.
Ethan's probably right. I would hate to be in your
That's what I
house,
told you.
though.
I bring it up on the show when it's depressing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. The payment goes through about the time something bad comes out about the Cardinals. Like last month, it was when Carson Beck hadn't been signed yet. And it was like the next day the payment goes through. And it's like, are you guys doing this on purpose? Are you guys charging the payment when you let bad news out?
Yeah, they probably told the NFL, hey, don't announce this to all the season ticket holders. Accounts have been dinged.
Dale's my last year with the contract.
So you'll probably go up to 6 after
No, I already told you. If I keep him, I'm going down to 2. Period. End of story. Nope. Not doing it. If I keep him, I'm going to go down to 2.
We're not going through a whole year of this. You and my brother, it's ridiculous. You get tickets. Just
I know, but I'm going to go down to 2. I'm telling you, I'm probably going to get 2 more. I'm going to get 2, but I'm going to go down to 2, not 4.
But then you'll never be able to invite me because Autumn goes to all of them.
You can go with Autumn. I don't even want to go. I've invited you last year, and you said no, by the way, all the time. You're done with the invite. You should have come over Saturday night, by the way. As WWE Saturday night main event was on. You missed a good show.
How did Lou do on the fight this weekend?
Are you talking about the McGregor one last week?
Well,
or are you
I know
about...
that was last week. Andrew, did he poo-poo it as much as I thought he would when he was in?
He made bank on that one. He had a lot of picks right on that McGregor fight weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he made fun of me for poo-pooing the last 2 fights and how garbage they were. Because he won. He won his bets on them. He nailed his bets. I mean, he didn't say McGregor was going to quit, but he won like...
Quit!
Yeah, he quit. He
blew
that.
his knee!
Dale.
Oh, Stephen McCollum the third.
You know who fakes a knee injury so he doesn't have to fight?
Oh, Steve.
Conor McGregor.
Steve. That's disappointing to come from you.
It's you guys complain about the World Cup flopping left and right, and then you watch that McGregor fight with that flop that happened.
Wow.
He just gives us Irish people a bad name when that stuff happens, man. That's all I'm saying.
McGregor, McCollum, same family tree.
Robert says senior, meaning Bidwell Senior. Bill Bidwell, Michael's dad. He said senior's biggest controversy should have been paying Tillman's signing bonus of $21,000 in 3 installments. But that's standard practice, though. I hate to tell you that, but that's standard practice, folks, around the NFL. But I agree. $21,000. That was when Pat Tillman was a rookie, and they signed him. And his bonus was $21,000, and he's like, "Oh, well, over 3 payments, we'll give it to you."
Right.
I know. Robert says, Ethan off the top rope, throwing me into the bus about that Cardinals deal as well. Robert says, so you're saying the Cards should turn the Wrigley Mansion into the White House? He's not talking about the regular White House, Dale. He's talking about the Cowboys' White House that you claim you never knew anything about.
We'll get Michael Irvin on. He'll tell you that I was never invited nor told about
it. Ethan said, become a Chiefs fan. They wear red. The problem, I've explained this before. Like, I don't hate the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't hate the Chiefs. I've been to an astronomical amount of Chiefs games in Kansas City in my life because that's where Ethan's mom's family's from and stuff like that. So I've been to a lot of games there. I've never hated the Chiefs. I've never liked them. But remember how crappy of an organization they were until they got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? And they're headed back that way, folks. Their owner is not a good owner. Their owner is cheaper than Bidwell is and stuff to that effect. When this run is officially over, they're going to go back to just mediocrity for a ton of years, just like they were before. They did what some reason Michael Bidwell can't get out of his way to do. They hit a flash in the pan and got Andy Reid, got Mahomes, got all these players, and boom, they started dominating. They just happened to they got out of their way for a couple hires, Dale, and now look at them.
Well,
Michael Bidwell cannot get out of his way.
The thing you always you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and their ownership in that poll that Arizona is always the bottom of.
They're right with them.
And the players voting on all the stuff around the organization. The Kansas City Chiefs are a tick or two above them.
Their ownership is not. They don't. The ownership won't get them new locker rooms and stuff like. And their locker rooms are terrible, folks, for NFL standards and things like that. It's just they one day woke up and decided, let's do something different and get Andy Reid in here. And look at him now.
And let's trade up 17 picks and get Patrick Mahomes.
And the car. Here's the difference. The Chiefs did the move to get Patrick Mahomes, and the Cardinals just say, "Oh, we really wanted him."
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Hoping he fell to us.
That's the difference. So I couldn't switch to the Chiefs because they're going to go right back into the cellar again coming up here. It's just like the Patriots. They were god awful. Robert Kraft comes in, gets lucky with the big Bill Belichick. I mean, let's face it. Bill Belichick had failed everywhere he'd been before. Gets lucky. Lightning hits a bottle there. Now he looks like a genius. And what's happened since that lightning a bottle hit? Mediocre. Now, I know they made the Super Bowl with Vrabel here and stuff like that. But, just got to get out of your way, man, as an ownership. That's all you got to do. Just get out of the way. Do something you don't normally do. Dale, your Arizona Diamondbacks, as we wrap up this show.
Yes.
First of all, before we talk about anything, throw up the NL wildcard standings, if y'all will here. Dale, before the Dodgers series here, I would have laughed you out of the building if you would have told me the Diamondbacks would be 0.5 games out of the wildcard spot 3 games after the All-Star break. Laughed you out of the building. I talked about this with Bruce Cooper last week. They go in, which they are, right, folks? There are 3 spots out there, 0.5 out from that final wildcard spot. 3-way tie here as well between the Cardinals, Marlins, and Padres. The interesting thing about this, and Dale, let me ask you this while it's up real quick here. I think the Cardinals have overperformed the beginning part of this year. I'm not saying they're going to go suck, but they're going to come back to a reality here in the second half of the season. The Marlins were the best team in baseball in June. They're coming back to reality here. Trade deadline, are they going to trade people? That's usually their MO. I see the Marlins falling down a little bit as well. Padres, who knows what they're going to do? They can't hit with the beans or anything like that as well. The Diamondbacks, if they play better than 5, even if it's 2 or 3 games above 500 with their easier schedule here in the second half, Diamondbacks are right here in play for that 3rd wildcard spot. Teams are going to come back towards them is what I'm getting at.
Right.
Do you agree with me? Cubs and Phillies aren't. They're going to be in the playoffs. You're fighting for that last playoff spot. So do you see the Cardinals, Marlins, Padres continuing to struggle, Nationals, who the Diamondbacks play coming up here? Do you see those teams kind of, relaxing a little bit as we continue the second half of the season?
The only thing I'm concerned about is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the way they played after the All-Star break. You had them losing all 3 to the Dodgers.
Friday night was just a disaster of a game.
No, to the Dodgers.
Oh, to the Dodgers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Dale, because you did. You're right. I forgot.
And then I told you they'd sweep them. My last words before I left.
Oh, the microphone must have cut off for that. Huh.
But I'm concerned about the Diamondbacks if they take care of business. Now, again, we've talked so often over the last couple of years about how a blown save can not only affect you that game, but it'll affect you the next game and maybe the next game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that last night's improbable comeback win, down 7 runs?
With your best pitcher on the mound on top of it, who had a terrible game.
And you come back and somehow, some way find a way to win it in the 10th?
Yeah.
I hope that gives this team and propels it. Because, again, who is their best pitcher right now?
Was Erod.
What is it, Erod, or are you going to now you're going to put him down after one bad performance?
No, it's Erod.
Yeah. But then who's their second?
Fott right now.
Yes.
I put Fott over Kelly, but they're probably right there next to each other. They're the 2 and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that you, Dale? Is that me? It's usually me making noises. Dale's playing something.
Well, no, it's I just got the
Liberty.
I have no idea how to turn.
No.
Somebody turned the volume on this computer. I don't know how to mess with it.
That computer's been up on the side. We'll ignore it. No, but the microphone can't hear it, I don't think so. But I mean, the interesting thing was whatever you have loaded up, just close whatever you have loaded up. But the Diamondbacks come back on Friday night. Sweep the Dodgers. And we talked about this with Bruce Cooper last week. What that sweep against the Dodgers did was it just gave everybody hope. Gave the team hope. gave the fan base hope. And it was interesting, and I said this then, right? They put Zach Gallen on the IL. Injured. No injury talk whatsoever, and all of a sudden injured.
Right.
And then they DFA Pavin Smith. Nobody picks him up on waivers. He's now just in AAA, still with the organization, whatever. But they made those two moves, and this team started playing different. I'm convinced there's no coincidence that that's happened. Because we talked about it on this program. I bring it up. I know football's a different sport. Like, there's something in this locker room where they keep seeing Pavin Smith go out there, and he's not good.
Right.
And everybody goes, yeah, all right. He's a good guy, but we're not winning this game with Pavin out there.
Well, again, because I just watched it over the weekend, Sedona, because whatever. The Cowboys, the 93 season after the Super Bowl. And our coach is telling us, Curvin Richards, we got the same offensive line. Curvin Richards just as good as Emmitt Smith, blah, 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 blah. We knew
Yeah.
that he wasn't.
Yeah.
He knew that he wasn't.
Yeah.
And we struggled.
Yeah. Money and an embarrassing Monday night
Yeah.
second loss, too, after that. I remember that. Yeah.
So, yes, it can affect the entire locker room.
I just don't think this, even with their ninth inning meltdown on Friday night, which was a disaster. I'm just convinced Ketel Marte just doesn't get it. He goes into this funk of whatever. Did you see the game Friday night?
I did not.
So first of all, Barossa gets picked off in the ninth inning
as a pinch runner, right?
Pinch runner
Yeah.
first can't happen.
No.
It can't happen. But then it goes. You fast forward here, and Marte's at bat, and strike three. It's not a strike. And you have two challenges. And he doesn't challenge it. He just slowly turns around and walks back to the dugout sulking. That's why you have a challenge. Even if it is a strike, you still challenge that because you're like, oh, let's just try it. Let's just see if it's a strike. Let's make sure before we move on. And then my biggest aggression on this, though, that tells me this, first of all, everybody online was losing their minds. Oh, Ketel's just in his head. This is what he sucks about. And this is what sucks about him. He doesn't have that killer mentality. He takes these brain fart days off and stuff. But then afterwards, he gets with his interpreter, and he's got this T-shirt on and his hat's up a little high. It looks like a 12-year-old out there trying to at the Little League World Series, But I digress on that. Whatever. Then they ask him, hey, why didn't you challenge that? Oh, I was thinking about the pitch. I was expecting this pitch, and this pitch came, and it caught me off guard. What? You're the main player on this team. What do you mean it caught you off guard? If it caught you off guard, you get punched out. Bloop, 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 bloop. Even if it's a strike down the middle, it's your last play of the game.
Right.
Give yourself a chance to continue.
Know where you are, know the situation, and know how many challenges you have.
I put that akin to somebody thinking there's two outs, they catch a ball and throw it into the crowd. There's only one out.
Right.
That's what I akin to what he did on Friday night. No, mistakes happen. I get it. Those mistakes, that whole ninth inning was a disaster. We can go through Seawald, leaving Seawald out there for so long. It was just a disaster. Putting Seawald in and on, it was a disaster altogether.
Have they not learned yet? You don't put Seawald in a non-safe situation?
I said it before he went out there when he was going out there, and then during the whole inning, I was like, why is he out there?
Right.
Why is nobody out there to get him out of this game? He obviously doesn't have it. But then this team comes back on Saturday, day game, looks good. Then yesterday, down 7-0, looks like garbage out there. Come back, fight back, win in 10. This team, and I hate to put it on Pavin Smith and Zach Gallen being off this roster, but this team looks like a different team since those moves happened.
Well, it shows they can bounce back from playing stupid and losing a tough game.
Yeah.
To win the next couple, and now you got the A's coming in. The A's are way down in the American League standings.
They were leading that division,
Right.
but they haven't been better than 500
right
all year long.
So a chance to keep this thing going, and before you know it, Steve, we're gonna.
I'm just telling you, you're expecting some regression here as well. So now, I hate to say it, I do not want to say this, but I'm going to. A 500 run for the Diamondbacks the second half of the season could punch you into that last playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
If the other teams regress, that's what you have to rely on. But that's why you need to win games against these teams coming up here to get going. So, yeah, athletics starting tonight.
Yes.
There's no break today, right? Yep, 6:40 p.m. today, 6:40 tomorrow. Now Sirocco, they're saying is a couple weeks out still, which kind of surprised me. Let it be sooner. And everything. AJ Puck's down. The other thing to keep an eye on, Corbin Carroll, hyperextension of his elbow, right elbow on a swing yesterday, listed as day-to-day for him. So something to keep an eye on that, Corbin Carroll, which I know he hasn't been hitting well, but you need him out there,
Right?
100%. But it was just fascinating. This team just looks like a different team since those two moves were made. Now, me and Bruce went round and round about this last Tuesday. I think Zach Gallen's pitched his last game as an Arizona Diamondback. Now, at that time, we didn't know that he was going for a second opinion. Now that I know he's gone for a second opinion, I'm telling you, he's pitched his last game as an Arizona Diamondback, whether he's really injured or not.
Yeah, because he signed a 1-year deal, correct? Yeah.
So, and you're not bringing him back. Hopefully, you're not bringing him back. But I think he's pitched his last game. So you've got to get with Brandon Pfaadt. Now, you can bring up the young kid again, Cabrera again, if you need to, and stuff like that. But I think, do you think we've seen Zach Gallen for the last time, at least this year, as an Arizona Diamondback?
Unless he comes back for the veteran minimum.
Now he's got a contract. Even then, you don't want him.
No, you're saying the rest of
this
season.
year. This year, I'm talking about. Yeah. No, Dale, he's going to get a $30 million contract next year, like they said last year.
Yeah, that's what they thought. Yeah. No, I think the way this team's going, if this continues, I don't think you'd bring him back.
You couldn't. Well, like I said to Bruce, who are you taking out of the starting lineup right now? Because Pfaadt's pitching unbelievable since he's come back up. He's won all of his starts. Erod a blip here, but he's your best pitcher at this point. Merrill Kelly's rebounded these last couple starts and pitched well. Last 3 starts for him, he's pitched well as well. Now, you do have that open spot there with, because Cabrera went down before the All-Star break, but you're not taking somebody out. I would even argue even more. Bring up for a 5th game, bring up a young kid from the minors for every 5th start. And get a young kid up here where nobody has any scouting on. Give him a taste of the majors. Let's see what he can do.
How far is Sirocco away from coming?
I saw a couple weeks is what I saw. He's pitching. Let me pull it up here really quick for you. Let me make sure I'm factual on that. Tori talked about it as well. Sirocco update. I think he's pitching, whatever that is, off the, practice game or whatever they call them. I'm looking it up real quick to get factual. I think he's doing that this week. Let's see. Early August return is what they're looking at as a new update. So you have to buy some time with the spot here, for a couple weeks. It's what you got to do and everything. But so early August. So yeah, bring up young guys.
Right.
I'd rather see you go out there and pitch than Zach Gallen at this point. Do a bullpen game for a game. And AJ Puck's hurt again. Just can't get help.
No, all these guys that we thought coming after the trade deadline, they keep re-injuring themselves, which again, if it's one guy,
well, here's the other side. Lawler, they said that they did imaging on his hamstring again, and it hasn't fully healed. He's been out forever. How's that hamstring not healed yet?
Well, Lawler, come on.
Well, that's the problem, though, Dale. You can't even bring him back up until that thing's beyond healed. That thing's got to be myopically attached here for him to come back.
I think he was hurt coming out the birth canal.
Oh, is he Conor McGregor?
He pulled.
Was he Conor McGregor before that fight?
He pulled his hammy.
Yeah, he went into that fight all injured. So I don't know, D-backs, athletics. This is going to be a fun series. Athletics have a lot of talent, folks. They will beat you if you don't pitch well against them and you don't hit and everything. They're not world beaters, but they will beat you. Right now, they are I have to count down. Oh yeah, they've really 42-57 on the season here as well. Here's the thing though, they're 21-34 against teams above 500. Dale, your Diamondbacks are 19-34.
Going to be 22-34 after that.
Well, except for the fact that Athletics don't have an over 500 record, but so no. It's football season, Dale. Are you excited?
Nope. It ain't football season. It's
Hall
the
of
silly
Fame
season.
time.
August 6th.
Is that when it is?
Yeah, you fly in there to do the show and interview Larry and
No.
Michael and
I did. I watched Emmett Smith's induction ceremony last week. It just happened to pop up, and I was watching it.
yeah.
I noticed someone he didn't shout out.
You forgot about us old guys.
He didn't mention any of the linemen,
No,
which is weird for a running back, isn't it? Unless you're self-absorbed,
unless it's Emmett.
because you don't have holes unless you. He found that out when he got to Arizona. You don't have holes to run through. You don't go anywhere. But yeah, it was kind of funny. He shouted out a lot of people, but not
Right.
one lineman from that side of things. Only reason I remembered that is because then on Saturday night I was talking to somebody who loves Emmett Smith and is a big Cowboys fan and everything. I told her I'd met Michael Irvin, and I said Troy just ignores us all the time. We're not cool enough for Troy. And then I go, I met, and I said I met Emmett Smith a few times outside of what I do. He goes, he's just standoffish, very, very money oriented, very standoffish kind of a guy and stuff like that. She seemed really disappointed. I told her that. Like, he seems like such a nice guy. And I go, perception.
Well, if you probably ask him what Steve's like, say, yeah, he's a money guy, kind of standoffish, not very friendly in public.
He's not standoffish if you hand him $50 though for an autograph or whatever the price is on it now. Might be higher now that he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Huh?
who knows?
Now he can sign it HOF. Folks, get out of here. Dale, I know you got to go home and take a nap.
It's
Your
good
first
to be
day back.
back,
Is
Steve.
it? Is it though?
Not much has changed.
Dale will be back tomorrow, folks, 8 to 10 a.m. Come and join us on YouTube. Catch us on demand as well. It'll be fun, folks. Come on back. See you.